Jewelers Mutual Insurance Company was founded in 1913 by a group of Wisconsin jewelers to protect themselves in an industry that was highly flammable, if you will, and it was hard to get that insurance coverage. We are now the leading loss prevention and insuring provider across the US and Canada for jewelry stores, manufacturers, designers, retailers, large and small, wholesalers in the jewelry industry. In addition to that, we also cover personal jewelry for individuals. Our business objectives for implementing the CA release automation solution really was to start to improve the automation and reduce the manual intervention and the human touch required to move new capabilities into a production environment that can be used by our customers and by our users.
One of the biggest challenges we faced was that everything we had done so far from a deployment perspective was manual. We didn't really have any automation tools to speak of, and so there was a lot of human error in every deployment that we did. We found that our environments were getting to be out of sync, and we had a lot of problems with many test environments, many dev environments, our stage, our production. People didn't know what had been deployed to where, when it had been done, what needed to be tested where. And because of that, we ran into a lot of issues with a slowdown of our processes.
With release automation, now the QAs can actually trigger those moves to a test environment on their own without having to wait for a resource to be available. It really speeds up the process and it removes those bottlenecks that we had before. In addition, we're just honestly as a whole able to move much faster when we have either new capabilities for testing or perhaps we found a defect that needs to be resolved very, very quickly. The fact that we've removed a lot of that human touch and the human time involved in those manual processes allows us to respond very quickly to changes that need to be made in a production environment, or even as we're getting ready for a release to move them into a quality testing environment so that we can move those things far faster than we have in the past with far more predictable results, as well as having a nice audit trail that shows us exactly what was moved, when it was moved, and who moved it.
We used to spend anywhere from 2 to 5 hours executing on a deployment. Now, because it's been automated, we can literally push the button, we'll watch it happen, we'll have a few users validating the results afterwards, and it takes typically about 5 minutes to 20 minutes depending on what we're deploying. So Jewelers Mutual has been able to go from a standard monthly release cycle where we just released one deployment each month to deploying about almost once a week. We do 4 to 5 deployments every month now. One of the unique scenarios that we have to work with here is Guidewire. And in our test environments, there are often times where we need to literally drop the database and start from scratch. This used to take, with a lot of back and forth communications between our operations, our DBAs, and our developers, 1 to 2 days to accomplish in duration. By automating this through CA Release Automation, we've now been able to take that down to a process that is less than an hour and a half to do.
As I look at CA as a whole, release automation is a great capability. I think we've just begun to tap its potential. I know that we will absolutely exploit the investment that we've made in it.